Meet Billy Barr. He lives by himself deep in the Colorado backcountry. No neighbors, no cell phone service, lots of chocolate.
I'm very social. I just like being alone.
Every single day for 52 years through rain, wind, blizzard, he walks outside and measures the snow.
And then I have the 2 cameras.
And this winter is unlike anything he's seen.
Well, first and foremost is it's really bad.
5 decades of data to give a new perspective on one of Colorado's driest winters. Thursday on 9 News.
But here we talk about it sometimes.
Is there anything more Colorado than spending every day for decades measuring the snow? Billy's dedication goes well beyond his time, though. This takes a physical toll. This is a tough job. And joining me today to tell us more about his story, we have photojournalist Herbst, reporter Marc Sallinger. Nice to see you guys on the receiving end of the questions today.
You didn't get the memo that you're supposed to dress like Colorado today.
Hiking in there was hard. We got to
seriously
have the right clothes.
So I want to hear a little bit more about the process of you guys putting this story together on Billy, which is going to air, by the way, tomorrow night. So first of all, you've met him before. You followed his story in the past. It was time to check in. What's the background on you knowing Billy?
So I met Billy about 8 years ago. He lives out in Gothic at the Rocky Mountain Biological Laboratory. And Noel Brennan, a reporter who worked here years ago, is now in Chicago, and I hiked out there. And it was a very different experience than we had this time, but Billy was measuring snow that year. A very different season than we've had this year. It was like so much snow, it was like up to our necks. We had to snowshoe out. Our experience this time was a little different.
Yeah, this time you were prepared to snowshoe, but it was a lot less snow, certainly, right, Marc?
And you were just literally falling through the snow because it was so hot outside that hiking in is about 4.5 miles, 4.3 miles or so to get to where Billy lives. So getting through there's only one way in and one way out, and that's by foot or by ski.
And about how many miles in does he live from?
4.3 miles from the trailhead.
That's remote.
Hiking 4.3 miles in is one thing, but hiking it in the snow is a little bit harder.
Yeah, he's been measuring this data forever. What is the goal of having this? What's he trying to do with this?
I think he didn't really have a goal. It was just like something to do 52 years ago when he lived out there by himself. But now I don't want to say it's a compulsion, but I'd say it's like a passion, and he passes it on to researchers out at the lab in Gothic, and they can use it to talk about so many things like wildflower blooms and when the bees come back. He's giving them a whole cool data set.
And what's different this year is that obviously, unless you live in the middle of the mountains with no cell phone service, when actually that person knows this story the best, you know that there's a drought going on this year. And Billy's perspective on that is so interesting because he has data that goes back farther than the state's official data goes even. So 52 years is what Billy's been keeping track of, and that tells a story in and of itself of just how rare this winter is.
Yeah, I'm impressed by the kind of person who can live the life that Billy lives. He can't do this forever, though. I mean, is there going to be a limit to when he can still live out here so remotely and do this kind of work? Are you going to explore that in your story?
No, we're not, but I want to when it happens, because I think it's going to be a big deal for them out there. They've gotten used to having him out there doing this, but they've already started working on that. They can't let this data set drop. It's a huge thing, 52 years of something. So he said that once he moves out of there, he's donating his house to the lab. Cool. He's gonna move to Gunnison, right? He's got a house in Gunnison that he's saving for later, but he wants to do this as long as he can.
And he is a remarkable man. I mean, he skis, cross-country skis, almost 1,000 miles a year, hundreds of miles a year. And he's fueled by 2 things that you might not think: chocolate, and he has a little movie theater in his house, and he loves romantic comedies.
Favorite movie, Princess Bride. He had just watched Love Actually.
Just for the first time.
Yeah, he has certain movies that he treats himself to after going into town or whatever, and those are all the romantic comedies.
These are the stories that we just love so much that come out of Colorado. This is a fun one. I can't wait to learn more about Billy. When does the story run, people who want to see it?
Tomorrow night at 9 and 10, Thursday at 9 and 10 on 9 News.
You guys seem like you had a terrible time. No fun at all putting this together.
It's like one of those stories that you always remember because you hike out to the middle of nowhere, literally, and meet this incredible person.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you, both of you guys, Ann and Marc. We can't wait to see that story tomorrow. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.